All right, welcome back to Cover 2 Sports Talk Television. We got a new segment right now. We're going to try it out. We'll see how it works. Basically, what we're going to do, it's called the No Huddle.
No Huddle.
We're going to have 45 seconds to talk about 9 topics. Each one gets 45 seconds. You got to be quick. You got to be concise. Might be hard for Matt Hallbrook. We'll see what happens.
It's fun.
But let's get started with the first one. Okay, start the clock. First one, Matt Hallbrook, the Ravens. Who do they go with in the first round, and do they keep that 26th pick?
Yes, they're going to keep it. They're going to go with Darius Hayward-Bay from Maryland.
You see them taking Maryland's wide receiver, Darius Hayward-Bay.
Yes.
Okay, Nate?
I hope they do this, and they should do this. They should take Hakeem Nicks from North Carolina.
Hakeem Nicks from North Carolina. I think they trade out of the first round because they've only got 6 picks in the entire draft right now. They're going to trade down. They're going to pick up another second round, maybe a couple of third-round picks. They'll end up taking a wide receiver, but it might be somebody like a Brian Robisky, somebody a bit further down in the draft. Okay. In the first round, they might even end up taking an offensive lineman. Keep an eye on that. It's a very deep offensive line. If they stay with that 26th pick, they're going to take an offensive lineman. Mark my words. Moving on to the second topic. Matt Hallbrook. Allen Iverson. Is he done, or is he going to stick around and play out the rest of his career?
Allen Iverson, he's going to stay for a little bit. He's been doing great. He hasn't hit his prime yet, or he's hit his prime. He's been doing great every year, but he's going to stay for a few more years, Ron.
Nate?
You know, if the Orlando Magic don't get to the finals next year, I think they should make a move to get Allen Iverson to complete their lineup. I would love it. Go to Orlando.
Well, the answer, no pun intended, to this question is going to be that Allen Iverson at the end of this year, he's going to retire. He's tired of coming off the bench. What did he go, 1 for 10 last night, 1 for 11, something like that. This guy is one of the best pure scorers in NBA history. His game is not made to come off the bench. It just doesn't work for him. Off the bench. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that, but Iverson's gone after this year. Next topic. Here's one from Matt Hallbrook. Matt Hallbrook, if you had to start an NHL team right now, are you taking Sidney Crosby or are you taking Alex Ovechkin?
I'm taking Alex Ovechkin all the way. Sidney Crosby has 30 goals this season, and look at Ovechkin, 54. He's been doing great. He works well with his team. Alexander Semin, Mike Green, they're doing great all year, and they definitely have a chance to go to the Stanley Cup.
All right, Nathan?
I'm going to take Crosby in this. Crosby, he plays alongside Malkin, who might be the MVP of the NHL this year. And he still is seen as one of those the prominent guy, the it guy in hockey. So I'm taking Crosby.
Well, I tell you what, I might not even take any of them because I might take Geno Malkin. But if I had to take one of those two, I'm going to go with Crosby. He does more for your team. He doesn't score as many goals, but he does a lot more to help you out. All right, moving on to the next topic. Tiger wins the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He's moving on to go to the Masters coming up next weekend. Matt, going into the Masters, is Tiger the favorite?
I think Tiger is the favorite. He's looking out for his 5th jacket now. He's looking out for that 5th jacket. He's definitely going in there coming off that long break he's had. He's giving him time to heal, but he is definitely the favorite.
Nate, are you taking Tiger or are you taking the field?
It's two things that Tiger knows: green, money, and more green jackets. And some more green, the green.
Yeah, exactly.
Tiger's winning.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Given a choice between Tiger and the field, I got to take the field. Mickelson is playing at the top of his game right now, always trouble. And Patty Harrington has won 2 of the last 4 majors. He's going to be a factor. Moving on to the next topic, we've got Teixeira. Mark Teixeira. Matt Hallbrook, when Mark Teixeira comes with the Yankees to Baltimore next week for opening day, what's his response going to be?
They're going to want to bring it to him. They're not going to have to bring it hard to our local Baltimore Orioles. But they're going to want to say, hey, it's opening season. We're here to play in the World Series. We're going to go all the way. Mark Teixeira, he's going to be a great player this year.
Well, how did in Baltimore to Teixeira?
I mean, seeing as Baltimore Orioles fans really don't have much else to do, they're going to give him the worst time of his life on Monday.
I can't wait to go to opening day.
Don't ever talk badly about your hometown.
I'm going to go to opening day and I'm going to boo Mark Teixeira. This guy, he absolutely took a dump on Baltimore and on the Orioles, and I'm tired of it. They always do this to my Baltimore Orioles. Moving on. The Washington Wizards, they beat the Cavs last night, Matt Hallbrook. What do you think they need going into the draft, and are they going to come back next year well?
Beating the Cavs, number 1 in the NBA, 109 to 101, that says something. But, hey, we're also the worst team in our conference. Gilbert Arenas came out, played great. They all played great. And LeBron James with 31 points, not surprising very much.
Nate Green?
But
Wizards played well. I mean, Gilbert played well, but he didn't play great. He only had 11 points. The Wizards don't need much. They might want to add depth to their guards. They lost Deshaun Stevenson, so they might want to add depth there.
All right.
They're fine.
Matt Hallbrook, be concise. I'm going to have to cut you off again on the next topic. Going in, they should pick up the guy from UConn to beat. Moving on. Next, The MVP of the NBA, Matt Hallbrook. Who's your MVP this year?
LeBron James, the king. Like I've said in the radio show, so many triple-doubles this year. Man, he's got it wrapped up.
All right, Nate Green?
I'm going to go, I think the NBA should do it. I've never seen him do it. D-Wade, LeBron.
D-Wade and LeBron co-MVPs.
Co-MVPs.
That is such a cheap answer. I expect more from you.
It's going to make everybody angry, but co-MVPs.
I tell you what, the NBA is going to be a lot like the Academy Awards this year. They're going to go political. They should have given it to Chris Paul last year. They're going to give it to him this year. Chris Paul was your MVP. Didn't receive it last year in favor of, Kobe. Give me a break. It's going to be Chris Paul. This guy leads the league in assists and steals. He works hard on the defensive end, and he's the biggest guy on the offensive end getting his team involved.
LeBron.
Chris Paul. End of story. Moving on, the Masters. We just talked about the Masters. Anyway, Tiger, Matt Hallbrook. Is Tiger as good or better than he was before the injury?
I think he's just as good. I mean, he comes out after the injury, plays well in the qualifier, and look where he's at now. He's going to be in the Masters looking for his 5th jacket, like I said already. He's good.
Nate Green, he's good. That's observant.
He's just as good. He knew what he had to do to get back to the player that he was, the golfer that he was. So
he won the U.S. Open last year on one leg, folks. Okay, I can't say that enough. He won the U.S. Open, the premier golf tournament in the United States, on one leg. Now that he's got 2 good ones, is there any more dominant figure in sports right now than Tiger Woods?
No.
No one is better at what he does than Tiger Woods.
Helps me.
And finally, here's a funny one for you. Matt Hallbrook, if you had a choice right now, who would you rather be? Mike Vick or Dante Stallworth?
Ooh, let's see. We're looking at jail time or coming out of jail and might not be able to get a team.
And bankrupt.
I'm going to have to go with Mike Vick. At least I have a future in the NFL. Maybe.
Nate?
I'd rather be Nate. It's either bankrupt and Mike Vick or Dante Stallworth, who's going down the tubes right now.
Look, Dante Stallworth made a mistake. He got drunk. He hit a guy. Really sad story.
Like that,
but at least he didn't kill animals. All right?
He killed
I got 7 dogs at home.
He killed a guy
Mike Vick right now.
He killed a person.
I know he killed a person, but, it's unfortunate. But Dante Stallworth's going to pay his time. He's going to do his jail time. What you got to understand is that's the way it works.
It's just a life.
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was. All right, that's the end of No Huddle Offense. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Are we done completely? Why are you doing that to me? My producer's killing me right now. Anyway, thank you for joining us today on Cover 2 Sports Talk Television. This was the 3rd installment. I think we're getting better every time out. I think the crew out here is getting better every time out, so it's going well. Letitia, of course, Miss Paige back there, and the big guy in the booth, Robert. Thank you for joining us on Papa G facilitates on Cover 2 Sports Talk Television. Join us next week on Friday. We'll be here from 1 to 2. And make sure you tune in for Cover 2 Sports Talk Radio. You can hear it Monday through Thursday from 2:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. We talk all kinds of fun stuff. We have a great time. I hope you will too. Be sure to join us on the Facebook page at Cover 2 Sports Talk Radio and email us at cover2sports@hotmail.com. For Matt Hallbrook and Nathan Green, I'm Ryan Wagner. Join us next week.